hands were shaking, and she wouldn't look me in the eyes. That's when I felt it. Something was wrong. Not in a loud way. In a quiet, disturbing way. Like when a room looks normal, but the air feels different. And I realized something terrifying. People don't avoid eye contact when they are busy. They avoid it when they are hiding something from you. My name is Daniel Mercer. I'm 44 years old, and until 6 months ago, I thought my marriage was stable. 15 years together. No major fights. No betrayal. Just routine life that felt safe. My wife, Melissa, worked in medical sales. Confident, smart, always on her phone, always busy. At first, I didn't question it, because trust doesn't break loudly. It fades quietly. Then small changes started. She began locking her phone, late-night work calls, weekend trips that didn't make sense, and a new habit, smiling at her screen when she thought I wasn't looking. Not the smile she gave me. A different one, directed somewhere else. The moment I knew something was truly wrong happened on a Thursday night. Melissa came home late, too cheerful, too light, like she had left part of herself somewhere else. She dropped her bag. Her phone lit up instantly. One message preview showed, last night was a mistake, or maybe not. My body went cold, but I didn't move. I waited until she went into the shower. Then I picked up her phone, and everything changed. Messages, weeks of them, then months. A man named Eric, at first emotional, then personal, then physical. Hotel bookings, late night calls, plans that didn't include me in any universe. But the strangest part wasn't the betrayal. It was how normal it looked to them, like I was the outsider in my own marriage. I sat there for a long time. No anger, no shouting, just silence, because something inside me didn't explode. It shut down, one emotion at a time, until only observation remained. And I stopped asking, why is she doing this? And started asking, how long has this been going on? That night I did something unexpected. I put her phone back exactly where it was. I cleaned the kitchen. I folded the laundry. I acted normal, because I wanted something she didn't expect. Time. When she came out of the bathroom, she smiled at me. Tired voice. Long day. I nodded. You should rest. And she believed me, completely. That was the moment I understood something dangerous. People don't see betrayal when it is wrapped in normal behavior. That night she told me about her trip. Chicago. 3 days. A conference. She kissed me goodnight, turned away, and started texting under the blanket. And as I lay there in the dark, I realized something clearly. She wasn't going to Chicago for work. She was going for him. And I had already decided something important. I just hadn't told her yet. The next morning, I helped her pack. That's the part I still remember the most, because betrayal feels different when you are actively helping it happen. She stood in front of the mirror fixing her hair, excited, not for work, for escape, for him. And I folded her clothes carefully, even the red dress she liked, the one she said was for dinner events. I handed it to her. She smiled. You always take care of me. If only she knew what I already knew. I drove her to the airport. She kissed me before leaving the car. I'll miss you, I smiled. Have a safe trip. And watched her walk away, without looking back. The moment she disappeared into security, I stopped being the husband and became something else. Patient, quiet, focused. That same day I met a lawyer, then a financial advisor, then a private investigator. Because betrayal isn't just emotional. It becomes structural. It affects everything you own, everything you built, everything you think is yours. By evening, I had confirmation. Eric wasn't just her affair. He was her escape fantasy. Hotel records matched messages. Payments matched lies. Timestamps matched excuses. Everything aligned, too perfectly. But here's what she didn't know. While she was building a second life, she was also building evidence against herself. Carefully, accidentally, consistently. And I realized something else. Eric didn't know the full truth either. He thought she was single, or separated, or almost divorced. He thought he was stepping into freedom, but what he was really stepping into was my life. That night I didn't sleep. I just planned, because revenge isn't emotional. It's structured, and structures take time. On Sunday night she came back, smiling, relaxed, too calm, like nothing had happened. She hugged me. "I missed you." And I realized something horrifying. She wasn't guilty. She was comfortable. That's when I knew this had to end properly. 2 days later, I left a printed photo on the kitchen counter, her and Eric, outside the hotel. Clear, undeniable. When she saw it, everything in her face collapsed at once. Not guilt, panic, because secrets only survive when they are hidden. "How long?" she whispered. I took a sip of coffee. "Long enough." Silence filled the room, the kind that doesn't need words. Then came excuses. "You were distant. I was stressed. It didn't mean anything," but I didn't interrupt her, because cheaters always talk until they hear themselves clearly, and it never sounds good in the end. Finally, she said it. "I made a mistake." I shook my head. "No, a mistake is an accident. This was a choice." Then I slid an envelope across the table. Divorce papers. Already signed. Already prepared. She froze. "You planned this?" I looked at her calmly. "No, I prepared for it." There's a difference. Eric left her 3 weeks later. Turns out men who help destroy marriages rarely build stable ones. Funny how that works. The divorce ended quietly. No courtroom drama, no screaming, just signatures and silence. Now I live alone, and life is simpler, quieter, clearer. Sometimes she still texts, late at night. Apologies, regret, words that arrive too late. But I don't respond the same way anymore, because betrayal doesn't just end love. It ends the version of you that believed it blindly. The scariest part about cheating isn't the betrayal itself. It's how normal everything looks while it's happening. The first sign my marriage was falling apart wasn't a fight, wasn't distance, wasn't even silence. It was her asking me to iron her dress for a trip she said didn't matter. A simple request. Normal voice, normal face, but her hands were shaking, and she wouldn't look me in the eyes. That's when I felt it. Something was wrong. Not in a loud way, in a quiet, disturbing way. Like when a room looks normal, but the air feels different. And I realized something terrifying. People don't avoid eye contact when they are busy. They avoid it when they are hiding something from you. My name is Daniel Mercer. I'm 44 years old, and until 6 months ago, I thought my marriage was stable. 15 years together. No major fights. No betrayal. Just routine life that felt safe. My wife, Melissa, worked in medical sales. Confident, smart, always on her phone, always busy. At first, I didn't question it, because trust doesn't break loudly. It fades quietly. Then small changes started. She began locking her phone, late-night work calls, weekend trips